Hi there guys, we're here at Bed Down headquarters here in Norfolk and we're on the couch with Simon Grieve and I've got three guests here. We've got Tom Rowland, who's an international event rider, competed at Badminton and Burley, and then we've got Gracie Type, who's an Instagram sensation. She's just started competing at BE level, and then we've got Stacey Shimmons at the end there, who another international event rider who's competed at Burley and done very well in Ireland at Alan Dennis. So Tom, you've got a really exciting season ahead. I know, lots of really nice horses, but looking back on last year, what would be the real highlight for you?
Jumping around my first badminton. Having lived all my life about half an hour from Badminton, to me it was the place I've always wanted to go, and even now sometimes I still think about it. It was a great experience and it makes me want to go and do it all over again, really.
Yeah, it makes it so exciting being local, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Makes it more nerve-wracking, doesn't it, surely? Because like everybody you know is there, aren't they?
I think those sort of big events are nerve-wracking wherever you are, so I just try to enjoy having people around and make the most of it. I just want to go there every single year now, basically, so it was good fun.
Have you been to watch before?
Pretty much every year. Within the last couple of years, I got a bit impatient. I was like, I don't really want to go because I want to be riding there, but I'd been most years of my life. So,
the crowds must get behind you because you're a local rider, and then even more as well. You know, to have everybody there and your family.
It was cool. I was right at the end of the day, and I was the last single rider. So Tim Price was straight after me. So we rode down to the cross country together, and obviously Tim was world number one at the time, so all the crowds were going nuts for him. And I said to him a couple of weeks later at a smaller event, I said, you know, it must still feel amazing, but you must be pretty used to it now. And he said even having done it for 10 or 15 years, it still gives him a real buzz to have those crowds going nuts for him. So it was quite memorable.
It must have been the same for you, Stacey, when you were at Burley.
Yes,
that's
so much support from it. It's just such a highlight, and just everybody, you know, people who you've been growing up with for years before at the local sort of DIY yards, or you know, everybody pulls together and supports you, and the phone calls and the cards, it's lovely, and it just makes you, for all the hard work we put in. And to get horses at that level, you know, to be able to find that special horse, to be able to do it, you don't realise how lucky you are when you have got one at that, and to be able to then to find another one to be able to do that, it's
Having done it just once, it makes you appreciate those top riders that year in year out bring, like Simon, with Corner Crew and all your new ones coming through, horse after horse at that level.
To produce them and to get that level of horse.
There's a huge amount of luck involved in that as well. There's a lot of work obviously, but there's a lot of luck involved too.
Yeah.
I know as a spectator when I go, because obviously I'm not competing at that level yet, but when I go with my friends, we always have like favourites who we've seen go round before, like the year before, and it's amazing to watch them come back, like even if it's on a different horse, it's so cool.
And have any of the horses that you've both ridden round at the high level, have they been ones you've not expected to? You know, at a younger age, would you have thought they would be a Badminton or Burley horse?
I don't think
And I think it is often the way, because you don't always know, do you, when you're producing, you know, It's the heart of the horse as well, isn't it? It's that,
I think
if they've got to want to do
that's
it.
the most important thing of the whole thing, is the horse's attitude, and it's, you know, it doesn't matter about, I've got one that I'm hopefully entering for Badminton this time, and he's 15.3, he's only little, he's not really designed for it, he's got very downhill, but he's got the most amazing part, and he absolutely loves it, and he's feisty as hell.
Yeah.
I could talk all day about those horses like Headley Britannia. I'm an eventing geek, and more recently Classic Moe and Veneer Chimera, and even Little Tiger, who is the dam of your Badminton horse this year. And they're just so tough, and they come back year after year. But they wouldn't necessarily perhaps go and win a Burley event horse class as a 4-year-old maybe.
No, and it's when people are buying horses, they're always thinking that they're too small, and it's these ones who've not been able to sell, or they've been homebreds, and they're on the yard.
Britannia, wasn't it?
Yeah, she was for quite a long time.
And then she couldn't, so she just carried on riding herself, and then wow.
No, because we're all looking for that 16.2, or you know, the typical event horse stamp. And
have you guys got any like moments where you've been on a horse and you thought this one could go like all the way, moments you can really remember that strike out?
I'm a bit of a sort of romantic person in that I always dream that this horse is gonna be amazing. And someone once said to me, if you tell a horse it's the best horse in the world enough, they might start to believe it. And I do quite like that idea. But then it doesn't always work out like that with the best one in the world. But maybe you probably do have an inkling, don't you, all the way through?
Yeah.
Like
I think you never really know until you're actually there.
I was, with the main horse, my main horse, Ryan's Promise. I mean, he ended up sort of, nobody wanted to pay his ferry fee back, you know. He ended up just being put in the fields, and I kept working on him. And he's not a traditional event stamp of a horse, but he's kept moving up the grades, and his heart's there, and he wants to please, and it's gaining that bond and partnership, isn't it, to be able to do it.
He's always had that love for jumping.
Yes,
I remember doing a fence view at Wellington. And I remember watching him thinking, he's just got...
Yes, his jumps there. He's more of the old traditional. I think he was an older stamp of an event horse,
But Simon, you're the ruckman. I can remember seeing that as like a 7-year-old and thinking, that horse is gonna...
Yeah. He's one of those ones where you kind of think he should get there.
Yeah.
But he's so quirky.
Yeah.
And his brain, which makes him quite difficult. So it was exciting to have him at 5-star level last year. And we'll just have to see how this year goes.
Fingers crossed.